Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we are trying acrylic markers. I don't know the brand name. I don't know if they're just called acrylic markers. If you don't know, acrylic markers can work on a bunch of different surfaces like wood, rocks, paper, canvases, shoes, any surface really. The markers are really small, which makes them easy to travel with, and this is them out of the box. I think they're really cute, and now we're going to swatch them. So I'm just testing all the colors to see what they look like in real life, because sometimes they can look a bit different, but most of these look the same as they do on the lid, and they're really pigmented. I decided to test these outside because it was a really sunny day, but I do go inside later for the drawing because it's a bit hard to draw outside. But anyways, here's all the colors. They turned out really well. And now I'm going to be testing on this tiny canvas. It's so cute. My friend gave it to me for my birthday, and we're going to be doing this bunny sketch that I found on Pinterest. So first I'm just going to rub out the sketch, not completely, but just so I can barely see it. And we're going to start. I'm going to make it pink. So far I'm liking the markers, but I think I will have to do 2 coats. Not for the black though. The black works really well, and so does the blue. But the lighter colors like pink, I do think I need to do 2 coats on. But anyways, I accidentally did the stars before I did the background, so that made it a bit hard. So I did have to go over the stars just to fix it up a bit and touch it up. Also, ignore my nails. I know they're like chipping off and look kind of weird. I got my sister to record, and she thought it'd be cool if the camera angles change, so that's why they change a lot. So comment down below if you like the style of the camera angles changing. Anyways, now I'm just going to go over and do the finishing touches, just little details of the face, the outline of the bunny, all that stuff. Now I'm just going to go over and add some highlights and some details. The white is very light, and I did have to go over it a few times. But anyways, here's a finished result for the tiny canvas. I think it turned out really cute. I would rate it for canvases an 8 out of 10. Now we're going to do a drawing on paper to test it out, because it should work on multiple surfaces. Here I have all the colors again. Okay, I decided to start with the hat, which was red. And my paper is just normal cheap paper. It's not like special paper, so it does start ripping towards the end. But I think that's my fault, not the marker's fault. Anyways, I tried to blend with them, and I think it kind of blended. I don't really know. It didn't have that many color options. But I kind of like when you have to like mix colors that you wouldn't normally think of mixing. I just feel like it kind of gives it a certain style, and it ends up looking really cute. The black was the most pigmented of all the colors, which you can imagine. So I did her hair black, and I still had to do a few coats on all the other colors, but I think the black was okay to leave. The brown, I had to do a few coats, which ended up ripping the paper, and it like was kind of streaky, but I still really like them. It's just, you gotta get used to them, which I'm not 100% used to. I tried to blend out the blush, and then I added highlights, but the white, like I said, isn't that pigmented, so I had to go over it a few times. And then I used black on the nose to like blend it with the brown, and they kind of mixed together, but I think it ended up kind of looking cool. I always find the eyes the hardest to do with paint markers and acrylic markers, because the nibs are just so thick, but I think it turned out cute. And then I went for the background, and I wanted some contrasting colors, so I tried to use blue. And then I didn't know what else to do, so I just added like a green outline to the stars, which I don't know if it looked right. It was definitely a choice, but you know, it's okay. And then I added some red to outline it, and then I decided to just fill in the background with red. And here is the finished result of my paint marker drawing. I did have to do multiple coats, but I still think it turned out really cute, and I would rate it 7 out of 10. Anyways, here's the finished products of the 2 things I did in this video, and thank you so much guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe.